Alright boys, to start off, let me begin with what I believe to be quite possibly the greatest long song ever made, and in my opinion, my favorite one ever made, and that would be X Japan's Art of Life. Art of Life is a 29-minute long song, and the only song on the album that it comes on, called Art of Life. And boy, where do you even start with a song like this? First off, if you are unaware of who X Japan is, they are a hugely popular Japanese metal band, and that is not an understatement. They're basically like the Metallica of Japan, like that level of popularity and notoriety and influence. All their music that they've released falls into an 8-year period from 1988 to 96, with Art of Life coming in 1993. And this song is one of those distinctions of having the live version be as good or even better than the studio version, which is quite a rarity, especially for a long song like this. This song just has so many interesting and beautiful moments that I could fill like an entire video with that. So if that interests you, make sure you leave that down in the comments and I'll be sure to do that, get on it. But I'll just mention a few things here before I move on to some of the other songs in the list. Firstly, what I love and appreciate the most about this song in particular is that it feels like a cohesive song all the way through. Often I find long songs can sort of just feel like 3 to 4 songs kind of smushed together, whereas Art of Life is a structured and well thought out piece of music. Yes, you know, there are sections and movements that sound a little bit different from the other ones, but often we will return to these ideas and movements later on in the song as the song progresses. And Art of Life, you know, through the lyrics, the musical storytelling, these sections and movements all take on different meanings, going from desperate to triumphant, introspective to panicked. It really is a fantastically well done, emotional piece of prog metal. Secondly, the riffs. I've said this time and time again before, guys, but riffs always win. And X Japan's Art of Life here just has so many great riffs, just fantastic harmonized leads as well, dancing with symphonic elements provided by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra out of London. And thirdly, Yoshiki is the man behind the sticks, and his driving drumming performance on this song, album, whatever you want to call it, is absolutely relentless, and the live versions of these songs are especially impressive. Even more so as he's the one who handles the piano playing as well as being the primary songwriter. So this one guy is just such a powerhouse behind all of this. And to top it off, this song has one of my favorite musical pieces of all time in it, which is a 9-minute long piano solo, which details through great musical storytelling, being born, trials and tribulations in your life, triumphs, tragedies. It's just such a grand piece of music, such a well-constructed piano solo that appears in the middle of the song. And I would be amiss if I did not mention the utterly great singing here by their singer Toshi, who I must give absolute credit for singing all of this in English, which is not his native language. Very difficult feat. You know, the Japanese accent is detectable, but to me it sort of adds to the overall package of charm and sincerity and truly expressing one's inner emotions, even if you have to do it in a different language. I don't know, it just comes across as so sincere of expression of emotions that only the Japanese could do, you know what I mean? One of the greatest albums ever, in my opinion, X Japan's Art of Life. So, well, hello my friends, we meet again. It has been a while. Where should we begin? My band Mastea recently released our first single, and if you're watching this past August 1st, 2026, the entire album is out. Links down below. Go check it out! Appreciate the love from everyone so far. Now, as far as long songs, there really aren't any set criteria here. I just sort of set a base bar of about 10 minutes. I don't know, it just seemed like a nice round number. 10 minutes is like 2 normal songs, so 2 normal songs length. That seems like a long song to me, right? And if I forgot your favorite obscure 15-minute Dream Theater or Opeth song, just know that it is extremely personal that I slighted you, and we will meet at dawn tomorrow to duel for our honor. Alright, now this next song is not really a metal song, but 2112 by Rush. I just have to mention this, right? To me, it remains the blueprint as to what a long song needs to be. It's cohesive, it knows exactly what it's trying to say, it has different ideas, memorable moments that all sort of come back together at the end. I made an entire video on that song there. Go check that out. To me, Rush sets the bar. And before we get to the rest of the video, I feel like I need to mention Sleep's Dope Smoker. Now, I'm not saying I listen to this album often or even rarely, but when the mood hits and you're at a place with your friends, you know, I just have to kneel to the Hypnotoad riffs. There's just something massive and otherworldly about this album. I guess is the only way I can put it. It just feels profound in a way that a lot of other albums don't. It's one 60-minute song. If you never listened to it, it's well worth a try. And up next is a band who I've mentioned more than a few times on the channel here, and that would be Seventh Wonder and their 30-minute grand journey, The Great Escape. Seventh Wonder is a criminally underrated prog band from Sweden, and this whole song is written about the 1956 Swedish novel Aniara. I think I'm pronouncing that right. About colonists escaping the destruction on Earth and their struggle afterwards. And boy, did it ever deliver on this grand concept. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the opening minute 30-second intro may just be one of my favorite pieces of music ever made. It is just so good, one of my favorite intros.
I took you in ever so gently, still you cry.
Vocalist Tommy Karavik and an acoustic guitar, that's all you get, and it's just pure bliss. I'm not gonna get into the entire whole story here, but the first verse is sung from the perspective of Mother Earth. And if you go listen to that and think about it in that way, oh man, just chills every time.
Take what's left and move on. Fly.
And the rest of the song is just as fantastic. I find Seventh Wonder to be a very approachable progressive metal band, and The Great Escape is no exception. I guess the word I would mainly use to describe Seventh Wonder would be tasteful, like IKEA tasteful, if that makes any sense, right? You know, just as Art of Life, where the song goes through several movements and motifs before returning to them later back on, The Great Escape does the same thing, and I wonder if there was some influence there.
Shine your light, be the beacon of hope at night, be our guide.
The way they come back to the intro with like the acoustic guitar only in that reprise, it's just absolute Kino, man. It's so good. The star of the show here is absolutely Tommy the singer. He steals the show, and his delivery of the story is so memorable, catchy, and sing-alongable that I honestly feel like it's really hard not to like it. He's just so good. He moves from all these tender, soft movements into the like this bluesy belting and everything in between.
Dream me a nightmare. I travel the stars.
There are probably like 10 different sections of the song which could have been used as centerpiece choruses and lesser songs, but Seventh Wonder just decided to chorus horde, I suppose. I need to mention the amazing bass playing by Andreas Lundqvist. Can't forget about the great keyboard playing too, especially in this little break here. I love this. I honestly just love this band so much. Please check it out and check out their other great concept album as well, Mercy Falls. Seventh Wonder does remind me a lot of this next band actually that we're going to talk about, and that would be Symphony X. Symphony X has no shortage of long songs, and while it certainly would be the trending pick, I guess, to choose the Odyssey by them, for whatever reason, The Divine Wings of Tragedy just rings out louder in my heart.
There was a time.
The Divine Wings of Tragedy, or as I'll now shorten it to Divine Wings, is just over 20 minutes in length, and it features several prominent passages from various famous composers, which are used so elegantly and in line with the story that the song is telling you really don't even notice. It's great. The song, of course, like the others, goes through several grand movements, ranging from high highs to low lows and everything in between. Symphony X's trademark chunky riffage is sort of like the centerpiece of a lot of these more intricate prog passages. And then, of course, we get these cool bass and keyboard duels, keyboard solos, new classical guitar riffs, these sort of like offbeat dance things. I don't know. It's just so cool. It's basically everything one could want out of a 90s prog metal album all in one song. And Russell Allen is undeniably the star here. Again, right, his singing I find is always tasteful, but Russell Allen here, he really soars on this song, even gets gritty again too. He's just so good, man. Russell Allen's one of my favorite singers as well.
Looking out on the blue sky.
He gets vulnerable here in the last lines of the song too. It's just so good when they bring back the clean guitar, the piano from near the beginning of the song. It's just absolutely money. I would highly recommend watching the reaction video that Doug Halvering did on the song, The Daily Doug. Really opened my eyes and made me enjoy the song a lot more, as he's way more knowledgeable in classical music than I am. Yeah, great stuff. Fantastic song. And look forward to a video going deeper in depth on Symphony X sometime in the future. Now, alright, so let me move off of power prog for a little bit, otherwise this list will be populated entirely with power prog songs. We're going to move some melodic death metal, and that would be Sea of the Dead by Inanna. And the best way I can describe this song is riff hoarding. I mean, how many great riffs can you fit into one song, one cohesive package, right? Inanna is a Chilean melodic death metal band whose crowning piece is the nearly 18-minute epic which closes their debut album, Converging Ages. The song's lyrics details a person sailing the Sea of the Dead before the god Inanna takes him to the next life, or maybe down into the Sea of the Dead. I'll be honest, I'm not going to even pretend to know anything about ancient Mesopotamian gods or deities, but let's be honest here, melodic death metal, you're here for the riffs. The riffs do the talking, and boy do they ever talk. I'll put some clips of my favorite riffs here in the video, but we go from riff to riff seamlessly, and in comparison to some of the other songs so far here in this list, this is really more or less like A to B songwriting. Not that the others aren't A to B, but they come back to passages and sections, whereas Inanna's Sea of the Dead kind of is just one grand journey or adventure into the unknown with the riffs, and the lyrics describe that as well. And I especially love the final climax of the song. Tempo changes, key changes, riff changes, bass-led riffs, melodic clean sections, lead going sections, all united by some really fantastic drumming and some good, deep, powerful vocals. Honestly, guys, I can't even count the amount of riffs in the song. The song makes me feel like I'm on some grand cosmic journey, but one which isn't dangerous, right? Almost comforting, maybe even completely safe, if that makes any sense. Think of this as like intestinal ballism, insomnium, blood incantation, early dark tranquility, sort of like all smushed together to create like a really long song. Great song from another great album and a really, criminally underappreciated band as well. Alright, so now I'm going to totally change up the vibe here and talk about the most recent song in this list, and that would be the Callous Daoboys and their closing track, A Country Song in Reverse. Here we have an 11-minute ambient, post-metal, lounge jazz, mathcore, experimental, whatever the hell you want to call the Callous Daoboys. I just called it really good and incredibly unique. Now, the album which the song is off, quote, I Don't Want to See You in Heaven, end quote, was one of my favorite releases of 2025. And this song is like the capstone, the epitome of why I love this. This album is like a roughly conceptual album that takes you through the museum of failure. And from what I've gained from the lyrics, it's like a failure of a relationship, and the anger and bitterness is palpable. Very palpable in the song.
Animal. I did it! Fuck you!
The song features some very eclectic manipulations of sound and ambient stuff, mixing it with some of that lounge jazz that we heard earlier on the album before evolving into the band's more usual, heavy, crazy mathcore style. Although, of course, besides the sheer creativity-wise, the band's extremely charismatic vocalist Carson Pace delivers just amazing hook after amazing hook, beautiful R&B singing, maniacal screams, lows, and sort of like everything in between. I don't know, this is like a kitchen sink song, but it works. This is another song just incredibly hard to describe in a brief way, so you should really go check out this entire album. I think it's great. This isn't like a song that I kind of want to listen to on my own, but in the context and package of the whole album, it just feels like such a great climax and a nearly perfect finale for the album here. Great stuff, a country song in reverse. Next up, boys, we have a twofer for you with two songs that I consider to be equal greatness, with two songs by the same band I consider to be equally great, but for different reasons, and that would be Theocracy's Mirror of Souls and I Am. I couldn't decide between these two songs, as fundamentally I think they are both very, very different and tell different stories. While Mirror of Souls is much more of like a traditional multi-movement type of long song, see The Great Escape or Art of Life, right? There's multiple sections, they get reused later on, there's a definite story to be told.
And somehow I can tell that he means me no harm just by the peace.
They come back to sections, reuse them in different contexts, all that good stuff that I know and love. There are just so many great vocal lines here, great climaxes with choruses. Vocalist Matt Smith does a really, really great job of doing these great choral climaxes, which contrast greatly from the more meek and humble, small, quiet sections. This is a very, very, very dynamic song, and I absolutely love that. Mirror of Souls, really long song, goes through many sections, well worth a listen if you like power metal. So good.
I am the trusting child whose simple faith is ever sure. I am the parent.
Whereas the other song entitled I Am just feels like a regular song, just longer, if that makes any sense. I guess it is like 60 minutes shorter, right? But we have verses, choruses, intros, bridges. They're all just sort of drawn out to their logical conclusions, which happens to be over 11 minutes long. Such a well-written song, especially lyrically. I really love the repeated motif and patterns in the verses. And then I especially love it when they break that pattern as well. Really, really stands out to me. I also love the crazy, crazy prog bridge section. Just absolute keynote. And the amazing way they end the song on that solitary lone chord at the end just chills every time. Both absolute top tier picks here. Theocracy's excellent riff driven style of power metal taken to the next level. Both these songs feature that. I don't know, just another crazy underrated band that I just love and I need to mention here with two more long songs. So that's all for me here today, guys. If you want to leave your comments for picks down there, let me know. I've been Varvis. Cheers.